Ladies and gentlemen, something is happening in the mountain.
That's why I was here. It was just merely to respond to the challenge thrown at me because I have nothing to hide. It is a fact that my son had been abducted. It's also a fact that he was held in Communicado for several hours. And indeed, he was later released. But what I don't know by whom he had been abducted, by who he was held. But my statement with the DCI explains the various steps that I took to secure his release.
And William Ruto is going to be shocked. Very soon, very soon, we're likely to start witnessing mass exodus of MPs, senators, governors, even cabinet secretaries defecting from William Ruto's camp to Rigathi Gachagwa's camp. Just the other day, you saw what Justin Muturi said about William Ruto's government. That is clearly a man who is ready to resign and who is also ready to be fired. And because of those latest developments, William Ruto is now living in fear. And earlier today, William Ruto ordered Professor Kithure Kindiki to meet with leaders from Mt Kenya East. In this video, I want us to do a critical analysis about that particular meeting. But before we do that, for those who are watching this channel for the first time, please take a second or two, click that subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And with the subscribers, I want to continue thanking you guys for your continued support. Because without that support, this channel cannot be where it is. Ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, let us dive in. Let us begin the video by looking at some of the photos from that meeting. Because on this particular platform, I've always told you that in politics, two things are normally very important: the body language and sitting arrangement. In this particular meeting, let us forget about the sitting arrangement, but focus on the body language. Now, let us begin with that photo, the first photo. I don't know who that is. What's your take on that photo? Look at the next one. Look at this other one. This is a third-term member of parliament. Look at the face. Look at their faces, including the son of Jaramogi, Muturi Bombshell. And the other gentleman there, the Mbere North member of parliament. From their facial expression, these are people who are worried about something. So in this video, I want us to try and understand this particular meeting. Because just like I've been telling you, in politics, nothing happens out of mere coincidence. Everything in politics is normally well planned, well scripted, and executed to achieve a specific political objective. Why do you think William Ruto ordered Professor Kithure Kindiki to convene this meeting? Because yesterday, William Ruto met with the former cabinet secretary for constitutional affairs, Kithure Kindiki, who is also former governor for Meru. And most people actually speculated that the meeting between Ruto and Kithure was as a result of the development where Muturi had issued those statements. But let us focus on this particular meeting. Number one, in my view, I think one of the biggest challenges William Ruto is facing is how to deal with the rebellion in Mount Kenya. And the only way of dealing with the rebellion from Mount Kenya is, first of all, to win the hearts of members of parliament. For a very long time, William Ruto had a way of dealing or managing members of parliament from the mountain. But of late, he's even losing the grip of those members of parliament. Rigathi Gachagua now has more numbers compared to William Ruto. Because Rigathi Gachagua worked with William Ruto very closely and he understood what William Ruto was doing, and in fact is now perfecting them. So in my view, what Ruto is trying to do is that he has realized that most members of parliament, senators, are planning to ditch him, are planning to dump him. So he's trying to see how he can deter them from going to either Rigathi Gachagwa's camp or Justin Muturi's camp. Because for me, just like I was explaining to you guys in the other video, what Muturi is doing is that he wants to pave way for Rigathi Gachagua to take control of the DP party, and is therefore going to be the party leader, which is going to place him in a very strategic position, even for future political negotiations. So I think the main intention is to try and see if they can stop some of these members of parliament from joining Rigathi Gachagua, and you can tell from the faces the way they are really worried. Number two, there is also the fear in William Ruto's camp that Justin Muturi, who is being speculated that is likely to resign, might actually team up with Rigathi Gachagua. And if they were to team up with Rigathi Gachagua, the fear is Mt Kenya East is going to be fully locked, and William Ruto will not be able to access it. So the thing is, they don't want members of parliament to follow Kindiki, to follow Muturi and Rigathi Gachagua. That is the biggest fear. Because remember, Rigathi is a man on a revenge mission. The former agriculture minister, Kithure Kindiki, made it very clear that they're being played. Creative Murungi also. Now, with the clear rebellion from Embu, those Mt Kenya East counties, that is Embu, Meru, Tharaka, it is clear that Muturi has something which they are likely to follow. Number two, and this is one of William Ruto's biggest fear, that Justin Muturi might actually team up with Rigathi Gachagua. And what is the implication of Rigathi Gachagua teaming up with Justin Muturi? Mt Kenya East. William Ruto was banking on splitting the mountain into two, so that he was going to have Mt Kenya East, split it, and then now the rest, which is the Kikuyu nation, even if they rebelled, he was going to easily get or recover the loss from Raila Odinga's strongholds. So the fear is, if Muturi and Gachagua teams up, several members of parliament were likely to follow them. If there's one thing William Ruto will try to avoid, is a case where Muturi and Gachagua teams up. But I don't see how he's going to stop that. Because if you look at politics, it's all about interest. And I'm convinced that the interest of Rigathi Gachagua and those of Muturi are currently converging. And they're likely to work together. But William Ruto has that fear that if these guys were to team up, problem. Because William Ruto's mathematics was very simple. Let the Kikuyu nation leave, but let me remain with Mt Kenya East. So let me fire Rigathi and appoint Kindiki from Mt Kenya East. Then let Kindiki now consolidate Mt Kenya East. But what are we seeing? Rigathi has gone. The Kikuyus have followed him. Mt Kenya East, which was expected to remain, are now more rebellious towards William Ruto's government. What now if they team up? Swala nyeti. Number three, I think this meeting was also about the appointment of a new cabinet secretary to replace Muturi. The truth is, after Muturi dropped those truth bombs, I can assure you he is on his way out. And Muturi is not going to wait for him to be fired. Justin Muturi is going to resign. And if you read the newspapers today, they were clear that two cabinet secretaries from the mountain are likely to resign. I'm seeing Muturi doing that. And because he's either going to be sacked or is going to resign, someone is going to be appointed. And that someone must come from Mt Kenya East. For me, that is what the meeting today was about. Who do we appoint? How can we sell Kenya Kwanza? Number four, William Ruto is a student of Moi and is trying to use divide and rule. in the mountain. But Rigathi Gachagua is ahead of him. Because why would Kindiki convene a meeting of Mt Kenya East alone? Why? If he was honest, he would have invited Mt Kenya leaders. I don't know whether he's still at the deputy president's residence, but he would have just convened the entire Mt Kenya leaders meeting. But the fact that he chose Mt Kenya East, it means they are keen on applying divide and rule. I'm not so sure whether it's going to work for him. But of course, in Kenya, you can't rule out possibilities. There's a chance that Kenyans will forget and do what they want. But the thing is, Ruto is trying to use divide and rule tactics. And that's why he asked Kindiki, please convene Mount Kenya East meeting. Number 5, which is my last point, and I think is the most important point, is that this meeting is about how to tame Rigathi Gachagua and his growing influence in the mountain. Rigathi Gachagua is posing serious political challenge for William Ruto, because there's a chance that in 2032 he might not be on the ballot, but he wants a revenge. How can he revenge? Simple. Rigathi wants to stop William Ruto. How can he stop William Ruto? Lock him out of the mountain. And things are boiling softly for him, because Muturi is not planning to resign, according to sources in the papers today. If he's not going to resign, I can assure you, Justin Muturi, after that statement, is going to be kicked out.
Justin Muturi, ile kiboko tulipiga Gachagua ndio inakuja kwako. You resign ama nikutoe. Vile tuna resume bunge, because tuko na siku 14 ndio to resume bunge. Justin Muturi, you have 3 options. Ya kwanza, resign. Ya pili, apologize to ignore your maneno. Ya tatu, we impeach you. Tuna collect signatures, uende nyumbani. You cannot serve the government of Kenya yenye unalima kila siku. Ati yo maneno namna hii. Sani yako anashikwa akifanya ukora, unasema ni abduction. Na wewe sani yako alipatikana kwa bar na vitu zingine za kufuta sijui nini, akashikwa. Fundisha mtoto wako maadili bwana. Wacha ajipange pole pole. It can't be that the only people complaining are from one region. It can't be. Mpaka ma CSS mumongezewa. Leo vetting inafanywa ya CSS kutoka mlima. Na sisi tumenyamaza tu. Unafikiria tuko happy?
But how can they tame Rigathi Gachagua's wave in the mountain? Please, I want to read your comments, because I doubt if William Ruto will be able to tame Rigathi Gachagua's influence in the mountain. Until next time, this is Makwiny. Bye-bye.